What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hillary Alex here if you are new. If you're returning, thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on this look. I put a poll up on Instagram asking you guys if you wanted to see the wedding look that I just did over the weekend, or if you guys would want to choose my makeup for me on Instagram on a poll. And it was pretty close, but it was more so just by a little bit leaning towards the wedding look. So I recreated it for you guys, and if you are interested in getting this look, then keep watching. Okay, so I have zoomed you guys in. I have already put my eyebrows on. I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz and then I filled them in with the Anastasia Dip Brow. And I put them on before because they take 10 years to put on, so I spared you guys that and put on my eyebrows, and now we're gonna go in with eyeshadow. So just to carve out the eyebrows and make them a little bit more sharp, I go in with the Tarte Shape Tape and just carve out underneath the brow, and then bring that remainder of the concealer down on my eyelid and blend it out. So to carve out the brows, I'm using the Morphe M124 brush. So we're gonna go in and carve it out. So now that I've blended the concealer down my eyelid, I'm just going to take my Real Techniques Beauty Blender and just blend out the rest of the concealer, make sure it's all even. So now that our eyelid is prepped, I'm going to do one eye for you on camera, that way I'm not boring you to death. So I will show you guys just one eye, finish the other one off camera, and yeah, let's get right into it. So I ended up using a lot of the products that I received in my BoxyCharm for July, and I didn't even realize that I had used a lot of the new products until I was setting up for this video. So for the eyes, I'm using this Crown eyeshadow palette. The colors in here are super beautiful. I did notice when I used it that they are not that pigmented. You do have to use quite a bit of shadow to actually get some color payoff on your eye, but I'm just recreating the look that I did for that day, so let's just do it. Okay, so the first color that we're going in with is this light brown shade right here, and I'm just going to sweep that in the crease of my eye and use that as my transition color. And for this transition color and most of my eyeshadow look, I will be using the Morphe M505 brush. This brush is incredible, and I seriously use it for like majority of my eyeshadow, so we love it. So just taking that light brown shade and just buffing it right into the crease. Like I said, these colors don't give a lot of payoff, so you gotta kind of play with it. But if you have an eyeshadow palette similar to these colors, definitely use those over this. This palette is beautiful, it just takes more time than something more high quality with more pigment. And then I always drag it out just a little bit to where like the tail of my eyebrow ends, just to give it more of like that cat eye look and not just so round. So I buff it out to the end of the tail. So the next shade that we're going in with is this darker brown shade right here, and just again buffing that into the crease as well. Okay, for some reason I feel like these shadows are proving me wrong the second time around, and the color payoff is a lot better this time than it was the very first time that I used it. I don't know what's going on, but I like it a lot better this time than last time. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here and buff it into the crease as well. My dress was like a pinky, purpley pastel color. I don't know, not really my color, but it was so beautiful and perfect for like a spring summer wedding. So I wanted to create like a corally, peachy, glowy and fresh look, and that's what I was going for when I was doing this makeup look. I think it's so versatile. You can wear it with so many different colors and just really play it into any outfit, which is what I love about this. It's like soft and romantic and beautiful. So we love a good coral look. Okay, now that I have everything in the crease that I want, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, and that being the Morphe M506 brush. It's a little bit smaller than the big fluffier brush that I was using before, and I'm going to use this to pack in the darker color on the outer side of the crease and bringing it in just a little bit. So for the two darker shades that I'm going to be packing in the outer crease, it's going to be like this maroony and then like dark purple shade, and I'm going to blend both of those together and just kind of press it into the outer crease, and then we'll go back in and blend it out. So I'm going to take the concealer, same brush that we carved out the brows with, and I'm going to cut the crease with the concealer, kind of using that as a base to pack on the glitter shimmery colors that we're going to use over top. I feel that it just holds in those colors a lot better than going in without the concealer, so life hack. Okay, so next, using the same brush, I'm going to go in with this corally peachy shimmer color and just pack that on the lid where I applied the concealer. Okay, now that that color is on the lid, I want to go in and brighten up like the inner part of the eye. So for that, I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow palette by Alamar Cosmetics using this pinky shimmer color. I think it's beautiful with this whole look. It really ties it together and brightens up the eye look. So just applying that to the inner corner of the eye and blending it out. Okay, and then to darken up the look on the outer corner a little bit more, I'm going to take this Cafecito brown shade and Guantanamera, Spanish coming at ya. So I'm going to mix those two dark shades together and again just darken up the outer corner, and then we're going to go in with the fluffy brush and blend all these shades together. Okay, now that all those shades are on the lid, we're going to go back in with the Morphe M505 blending brush, and we're just going to blend in all the colors so that they kind of just fuse together and they're not so harsh. We're just going to kind of snatch them all together. Okay, that is it for the eyeshadow, and then I'm just going to take a makeup wipe, wrap it around my finger, and just really clean up that fallout from the eyeshadow. This is why I love doing my eyeshadow first, because I have the ability to clean up any fallout and I just have the freedom to be as messy as I want and then just perfect it in the end. Okay, now we're going to go in with eyeliner, and for eyeliner I used this little ink pot, and this is by Pretty Vulgar, called The Ink. And I did get this in a BoxyCharm a few months ago. I'm not sure when. The stuff is bomb. It is super black and looks really good. So I'm just going to go in with a liner brush. I have no idea what this is. This is an old ass Clinique brush, but you know how it is sometimes. It just be like that. Use an eyeliner brush, whatever you have, girl. It'll do. For eyeliner, I like it very thin, super close to the lash line, just starting from about halfway through the eye, bringing it out, just a little bit of a wing, and then whatever you have left on the brush, just kind of take it through the bottom part of your inner eye and blend those lines together, but very thin. Okay, we finished the eye, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other one off camera, and then I will be back to show you guys the rest of the look. Okay, now that we have finished both eyes, we're gonna go in and start the base of my face, and we're gonna start off using a primer. And I have been obsessed with the NARS Radiance Primer. It just looks so beautiful on the skin. I have very dry skin, and it's super hydrating and just gives you like that nice luminous look, and it's beautiful. So we're just gonna use this to prime the entire face. Okay, and for foundation, I used the Hourglass Vanish foundation stick, and I am in the shade Golden. For reference, this matches me perfectly when I have a tan, so I just apply it all over and then down my neck as well to just make sure that it's all blended and not super harsh. This foundation is seriously so beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. It's one of my new favorites. So I wore this the night of the wedding, and I swear to you, my makeup still looked so bomb. At the end of the night when we came home, like, it looked like I had just put on my makeup. So we love it. And then just taking the Beauty Blender, I'm going to press that into my skin. Let's talk about the elephant in the room and the fact that I have this giant pimple on the side of my head. We know. Okay, so that foundation does take a little bit of time to blend in with the Beauty Blender because it is a fuller coverage. It's a little bit on the thicker side, so you have to really work it into your skin, but I promise you, it doesn't budge and it is poppin'. And then we're gonna go in and conceal, and for that, again, using the Tarte Shape Tape, and I am in the shade Fair Neutral. It is lighter, but I like to really lighten the under eyes and bring attention to the forward part of my face, and I feel like this shade just does the perfect job. So I'm gonna go under the eye. And then I'm just going to take a teeny bit down the bridge of my nose up to my forehead, a little bit on the chin. Now that we're concealed, we're gonna go in and set all those spots that we concealed. And for translucent powder, I have been loving the Hourglass translucent powder. This is the Veil translucent powder. It is super bomb. I love it so much. Again, my makeup doesn't budge with this stuff. The only problem I have with it is that when you push it upside down to get the product out, not a lot comes out in here, and you have to like keep flipping it over 1,500 times to get some product out. So not a fan of that, but I'm just gonna press the setting powder in with my Beauty Blender. All of the spots that I concealed. And I haven't been letting my setting powder bake for too long because my skin has been so extremely dry that if I leave it on for too long, it just dries out my skin so much. So right after I apply it all, I just go in with a big fluffy brush and just dust it away. Okay, now that we are highlighted, we're going to go in and bronze. And to bronze, I've been using the Soleil Tan de Chanel. This stuff is gorgeous. I love this. The color is just insane. It is like a cream bronzer. It is just beautiful. So I'm going in, I'm just going to tap this brush in. This is the MAC 180 brush. It's just kind of like a stippling brush. And I just roughly rub it in and then carve out where the cheekbones are, or would be if I had any. And just press it into the skin. And it does not have to be perfect because I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender and blend it all out. Take it up on the sides of your temple, up to your forehead, like right in the hairline. And then I'm just going to take a clean Beauty Blender. This is the one by Morphe. I love this one. And I'm just going to blend out those spots that I contoured, making sure that it's all blended together and not super harsh. Okay, now that that's blended in, we're going to set that cream contour with a powder contour. That way it doesn't move throughout the day and it is just locked and good to go. And for that, I like to use the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. And I do use the bronzed shade, which is this one right here. As you can tell, I love it so much. So I just take that with this MAC brush. No idea what it is. Literally has no numbers on here. That's how old it is, but we're gonna use this one, girl. And just go over all of the spots that we bronzed with the cream. Okay, now that we are all bronzed, I'm going to go in and contour my nose, and for that I'm using this Sonia Kashuk brush. I talked about this in my summer favorites. Super good for contouring the nose, and I just use the Soleil whatever from Chanel and just go down the sides of my nose, and then I'll go in and blend it out. Alright you guys, now we're going to go in with eyeshadow on the lower lash line. And for that day, I don't know if you guys can notice in the Instagram picture, I picked like more of an orangey coral color to go on the bottom lash line to kind of just contrast and be a little bit different. So for that, I'm going to be using the Morphe M506 brush again, and I'm going to be using the Alamar palette, using these two colors right here and just dragging it along the lower lash line and blending it out to where I have the eyeliner. And then just taking the bigger blending brush, I'm just going to run through and make sure that it's all blended out and not too harsh underneath there. Okay, and for blush, I got this in my BoxyCharm as well. It's a beautiful color. It is super pigmented. It's a beautiful color. It is super, super pigmented. You seriously only need like a little dab on your brush because a little bit goes a long way. This is by the brand Note, and I can't open it, so sorry. There we go. It's by the brand Note, and it's this beautiful peachy corally color. Perfect for this look. Ew. Perfect for this look. Beautiful. Again, you only need a little bit. This is in the shade Desert Rose, by the way. And for blush, I'm just going to be using this Luxie 660 brush that I got in a BoxyCharm a few months ago. This video is not sponsored, obviously it's me, but I'm just a fan of BoxyCharm. They seriously give you the best stuff, so I love it. And then I like to put it on like the sides of my nose and kind of over my nose to kind of give you like that sun-kissed, sunburnt look. Ow. And then just taking this big fluffy brush, I'm going to go through and kind of veil over the entire look to just make sure that it's all blended together. And then real quick, just to contour and chisel a little bit, I'm just going to take again the end of my beauty blender and some setting powder and just carve at the bottom of where my contour is, just to make it a little bit more sharp. And snatched. Literally a scab from an old crusty pimple just came off. Like, how disgusting am I? Okay, now taking my Morphe setting spray, I'm gonna go in and give a healthy spray all over. This stuff is amazing. Like, my face is a little bit powdery right now, but after I spray this, it kind of helps to like fuse all of the powder and product together to just kind of look seamless and beautiful and not powdery. It just looks like skin, makeup skin, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so while that is still a little bit damp on my face, I'm going to go in with highlight so that it really sticks to the moisture and just pops a little bit more. And for highlight, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the color Precious Petals. This stuff is beautiful. Super, super subtle glow. It's not like too blinding and insane. Like, it's just beautiful and natural. I love it so much. We love a good and fresh highlighter. And then I take it up to my temples. And then I'm just gonna take this Morphe 510 smaller brush for down the bridge of my nose. And on the tip, I'm so sorry, my air conditioning is pumping right now, but it's like 1,000,001 degrees outside. And it has to be on, sis. Like, we are not playing games today. Give it another spritz. And then I'm going to curl my lashes and put some falsies on. I'm gonna do that off camera because ain't nobody wanna see me do that. But I'm gonna be using my favorites. These are the Ardell Faux Mink Demi Wispies, and they are just the best ever. Alright, you guys, that is it for this look. This is the final and complete wedding makeup look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Bye guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Farewell now. Adios.
Say auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
À tout à l'heure.
À tout à l'heure. Are you making this up?
No, that's French. That's real French.
That's French, girl. Okay, bye. Love you guys so much.
The intro. Oh, like, this is what you'll look like after watching my...
Ew, I don't like that either. Hillary. To give it a thumbs up. Look at my... I can't even do the thumbs up right now because my thumbnail is completely gone. I broke it.
Already?
Like, how ratchet. Be sure to give it a nubby thumbs up. You ready?
Your nips are ready.
They can't see.
Or can they? Are you trying to be nip-tastic?
Nip City, bitch.
Like, what are you supposed to do up there?